This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right, guys, so this one is hot off the presses. Rare genital defects seen in sons of men taking major diabetes drug, metformin, also a favorite of bodybuilders. So it appears that metformin taking before conception, from what I read in the article, it seems like that metformin causes issues with sperm formation and can lead to a rare genital birth defect. So let's take a look at the article here. This one is from science.org. It says metformin is a first-line diabetes drug used for decades that may boost the risk of birth defects in offspring of men who took it during sperm development, according to a large Danish-born study. Sons born to the men who were more than 3 times likely to have a genital birth defect as unexposed babies, according to the research paper in the Annals of Internal Medicine today. It's a genital defect called hypospadias. I think I said that right. I don't know. It's when the urethra does not exit from the tip of the penis, where relatively rare, occurring in 0.9% of all babies who took metformin in the past 3 months before conception. So, from what I understand, that it happens in 0.24% of the population, the general population, in 0.9. So statistically, it's still low. While it's 3 times more likely, or almost 4 times more likely, that you will get that problem with metformin, it is still pretty uncommon. But, it's still notable. It's something to think about that it has an effect on sperm formation. Let's see, what else do we got in here? And it goes on about the history of metformin, how it's been around since the 50s. I think it's actually been around longer than that. Let's see, the research analyzed the records of more than 1.1 million babies born in Denmark between 1997 and 2016, using the country's comprehensive medical registries to connect data on births, paternal metformin prescriptions, and birth defects. And 1,451 offspring of the men who filled metformin prescriptions during 90 days before conception, the period when sperm are being made, the team found a 5.2% rate of birth defects compared to 3.3% in unexposed babies. That translates into a 1.5 times higher odds of at least one major birth defect, including genital, digestive, urinary, heart, after adjustments for paternal age and other factors. I mean, that's, if you're looking to have a kid, I mean, that's pretty significant. Hearing that, I probably wouldn't want to, if this holds true, I probably wouldn't want to take metformin for, the 90 days before trying to conceive. And let's see what else they have on here. The numbers were small. 13 metformin-exposed boys were born with genital defects. But after the researchers adjusted for factors including parental ages and maternal smoking status, they found that a 3.39-fold increase in the odds of a genital birth defect. That rate was surprisingly high, Winzik said. Let's see what else we got in here. Reassuringly, the researchers saw no effect in offsprings of men who took the drug earlier in life and went 90 days without the drug. It really has to do with taking it during the window in which sperm is being developed, says the senior author Michael Eisenberg, a urologist at Stanford Medicine. The team found no additional risk in unexposed siblings of metformin-exposed babies, or in infants of diabetic fathers who took insulin and were not on metformin. So it does not seem from that to be related to diabetes. I have heard, I don't know how true it is, that diabetic men do have higher rates of birth defect in children. I don't quote me on that, but I believe I've seen that before. Let's see, but the research acknowledges that men with diabetes who took metformin and those who didn't may have differed in attributes such as obesity or how well their disease was controlled, data that were not accessible to the researchers. So one would think the health of a person would play a factor in it as well. I don't know that you can entirely point at metformin, but as with all these things, some of it is a bit subjective. Let's see, it goes on to say, nor are scientists sure exactly how the drug may be impacting sperm. Studies in fish and mice suggest that metformin can disrupt the development of male reproductive organs, and one small study found that metformin reduced serum testosterone levels in men. Well, you're taking a gram test. You're not worried about that. The caveats make the scientists cautious about drawing conclusions from the paper. This paper is a first word, not the last word, says Russell Kirby, a birth defects epidemiologist at the University of South Florida. It's definitely going to require additional research. So it hints at there being a bigger problem. I saw an article on CNN that kind of sensationalized this. So it seems like there may be an issue, but they are not 100% certain yet. This needs a bit more time, a bit more study, probably a controlled study where they can actually go in and extract more data and take a look at this. But it is interesting. And to think about that, possibly that metformin could cause issues with birth defects. Guys, before I go, please take the time to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you want to get in contact with me about coaching or consulting, my contact information is below. Take care.